Yesterday on my Instagram, I showed you the first step in my meal planning process, and that's taking inventory of what I have in my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer. So the reason I take inventory is because I found that I could save a lot of money on my grocery trips if I build my meal plan and pick out recipes based on what I already have at home. And so every single month, at the beginning of the month, I take about 30 minutes out of my day to take inventory of what I have here at home. So I'm going to be showing you what I shared yesterday on my Instagram account. It's going to be kind of a mashup of a couple of different videos just to kind of take you along on the journey of what it looks like when I go through this process. This is how I take inventory of my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer, and how it helps me stay organized as well. Hi, I'm Kamiko from The Budget Mom. Come along with me as I strive to live a life I love on a budget that I can afford. Good morning. So we're doing something a little bit different today. Today is the start of a new month for me, which means I have kind of a process in the beginning of the month to start my meal planning for the new month. And that starts with my inventory checklist. I'm going to be bringing you on that journey with me, what it looks like and how I do this. Now, I only do this once a month. I only take inventory once a month. I've gotten faster as I go along. I know some of you out there might think, oh my gosh, that's so much, that's too much to do, but trust me, it's worth it. It's going to save you so much money if you build your meal plan around what you already have at home. It helps reduce food waste because you're using things before they expire, and you're not going to the store and overbuying things and coming home and really realizing, oh crap, I already have 10 cans of cream and mushroom soup. I don't need to go out and buy 2 more cans. And so it's a great thing to do. Just trust me on this. And I know it seems like a lot. I can usually get this process done in about 30 minutes, but I'm going to be showing you this process on Instagram, but I'm also going to be doing a full YouTube video on my inventory in the start of my month for meal planning. So let me show you what I have going on. I try sharing my story to remind leaders that there is a way out. That with hard work, dedication, determination, motivation, it's all about having a plan for your money. And that's what gives you the true control. Holy crap, it just changed my life. You're like, oh man, Nico, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes work. But no more credit card debt. Okay, so what I have done so far, I have my inventory checklist out, but what I've started is I start with one cupboard at a time. Now, in my apartment, my kitchen is very, very old and it's very small. That's it. That's my kitchen. And then it goes to my office/dining room. So as you can see, I've had to utilize some top of the cupboards for some things because there's just not enough space. I'm going to be going through all of today, but I'm starting with this one cupboard, which is essentially my main pantry area. And what I've done is I've taken everything out of the cupboard and I'm ready to start taking inventory of what I have on hand. And so what this looks like is when I take it out of the cupboard, I separate it into sections. So I have my pastas, I have my box pastas, I have my oatmeals, I have my canned goods like my chicken, and it's mostly my chicken and tuna in this area. My other canned goods, it's my veggies, it's my soups, it's my canned fruits and my pickles, and then I have my sauces, and then it's all my other little things like my breads, any of my packaged type goods, and my Jell-O. So I've already started the process to kind of show you. So what I do when I'm writing it down on my inventory checklist, I kind of on my own organize it as I go. So I've started with my canned goods. Now the first thing that I do is I pick out the category that I'm inventory. So I'm doing canned goods. And the next thing I do is I check the expiration date on all my cans. So for instance, this is November 26, 2019. So I check all the expiration dates. But for instance, I have 4 cans of cream and mushroom soup. If you have multiple items, this use by section is the expiration date. And if you have multiple items of the same thing, so I have 4 cans of cream and mushroom soup, you want to use the expiration date that's closest. So I know I need to use these by this date. And same with my 2 cans of chicken noodle soup. I used the expiration date that's closest to the date today. So I have to use this by January, one of these cans by January 2019. So that's how I write down and organize my inventory. And like I said, I start with this one. Now, when I inventory the item, I stick it back into my pantry cupboard so I can organize it and put it back as I go along. So there's my cream of mushroom soup, there's my chicken noodle soup, the 2 items that are on my inventory list already. And I put it back and organize it as I go. So I'll be showing you guys a little bit throughout the day, the next 30 minutes or so actually, of what I'm doing for each one of my cupboards and when I get to my freezer and my fridge. So I got my first cupboard done and everything written down. I'm probably going to have to use 2 of my pantry inventory sheets. But as you can see, I got everything organized and put away. Plus, I got rid of some stuff up top. I was able to fit it back into the cupboard once it got organized. On to the next. Okay, so I'm on to my next cupboard, and this is what I've pulled out. I'm currently standing on a chair, small person problems, but I'm currently working on this cupboard as well as everything on top of my fridge. I have a perfect example of why taking inventory is important. So up here, I'm just gonna bring you around, up there, before I organized all that, I had hidden this box of 60 K-cups. I forgot all about it, that it was up in that little cupboard, and so what did I do a couple weeks ago? I went and bought 60 more K-cups. So now I have a ton of K-cups. But the McCafe and the Starbucks are my 2 favorite brands. Now don't judge the McDonald's. McDonald's K-cups are actually very good. And then I also supplement some of my breakfast with these shakes on the weekends if I don't get to breakfast on the weekends. But I now have major K-cups. I'm not going to have to get coffee for a while. So I'm going to make sure to inventory that so I know how much K-cups I have. This is what I pulled out of those 2 cupboards. I got a ton of granola going on. I got 2 bags of granola. We eat a lot of granola. Here's another box of granola cereal. And then I'm going to tackle my next biggest cupboard, which I usually save for last. Oh my. This is my spice cupboard and my tea cupboard. I also have to tackle what I want to tackle. This is our overflow cupboard of all of our little snack goodies. Has my rice cooker down there too. But essentially it holds all of my bulk syrup that I buy at Costco. Oh look, more K-cups. Holy moly, K-cup central over here. I got so many K-cups. But then I also want to do something I haven't done before, and that's tackling my baking cupboard. This is why I don't bake. And look, I don't know why this is in there. My son must have put it in there. Little snack crackers. Oh, geez. But this is why I don't bake, because looking at this cupboard overwhelms me. I mean, it goes all the way in the back. Oh my. I mean, you can't really see, but it just is so much. I'll be showing you what I have in this baking, but I'm going to tackle this and write down on my inventory list what I have in this as well. So that's what I'm tackling next. Okay, so I'm currently tackling my spice and tea cupboard. Let me bring you around. So these are all of my different spices, and then also I'm a huge tea drinker, and so I have all of these different teas. Now I'm not going to inventory my teas because I'm not going to use them in recipes. It doesn't matter what I really have on hand. It's kind of buy when I run out. I would say I'm good on teas. But what I really want to accomplish with this cupboard is writing down the spices I have on hand. And so I don't know if you've ever made a recipe, but you're making a recipe or you're deciding on a recipe and you're like, oh, do I have that spice? So you have to run over to your cupboard and go through all your spices. No. I'm just going to write it down on my inventory list. That way when I'm picking out recipes for my meal plan, I can just reference my list and figure out if I have that spice on hand. Now, over here is more of my liquids. So like my almond extract or my vanilla extract. I also have sesame oil and I have a black walnut oil that I needed for a recipe that I never ended up using. So I have that. Another thing that I'm going to, and I like to inventory, is my spice packets. Now, like I've said before, I'm not a cook, but I like to have spice packets because I'm not very good at combining spices and that type of stuff. So I just buy these. And so this is actually just a cute little thing that I made actually in middle school, and I still have it. Yes, so I'm using that to currently hold all of my spice packets. We also, anytime we do a pizza night, we save all of the little spice packets that come with anytime we eat out. Like for Red Robin's, their original seasoning, I have a ton of them in there. So I'm not going to be inventorying these, but definitely these other bigger spice packs. And I have my ranch packs that are great for cooking. And a lot of recipes call for that. So this is what I'm going to be doing inventory on for my spice and tea cupboard. So I'm finally on to my baking cupboard. And I just got done doing all of my spices, all of my spice packets, all of my seeds. So what I really want to accomplish with my inventory on these types of things, of course, I'm going to need to know if I have flour, but I think, all in all, it looks pretty good. It's a matter of going through, since I don't bake very often, a lot of these things are really old. Oh man, I'm not even going to show you the expiration date on this. It's so bad. But it's a matter of going through and getting rid of the things that are old. Now I'm also I figured, well, if I'm going to tackle all of my baking stuff, I might as well tackle this cupboard or this drawer as well. This is all of the different type of sprinkles that I have. Me and my son, when we do cupcakes, he likes to get involved with all the different decorations. Like you can see, I have a ton of icing packets. It's just a matter of me going through this drawer and figuring out what I want to keep. This is probably old. It's been opened. Actually, I'm just going to toss that. Yeah, I figured I might as well just get this organized as well. And then I'm on to my last challenge for my inventory list, and that would be my fridge and my freezer. Okay, onto the fridge. Now, when I tackle my fridge inventory, mostly it's just a clean binge. And so I go through all of the leftovers, make sure everything's good. I go through all of my condiments, make sure that nothing has expired. Like for instance, I have a ton of, do you see all those boxes of chicken broth and beef stock? It's a matter of checking that. You can see we have a ton of leftovers from over the holidays. Just a ton of leftovers. And it's a matter of going through and writing down all the cheese that I have, making sure all my veggies are good. This is what I'm tackling next. Next, I'm tackling my freezer. Now, if you saw my freezer inventory when I did my November challenge, this whole entire bar area was literally covered. I couldn't probably even put my binder. So I tackled a lot of my freezer inventory during that month of November when I ate strictly from what I had on hand at home. But here's currently how I'm organizing it. So I have my meats. I still have a ton of these Italian sausages. I still have 2 packets of brats. I have my 5 cheese tortellini. I have these. Now, my family does own a cattle farm, and I get a lot of my beef from my family farm, and so I get it in these little packages, 1-pound packages. So I have 4 of those. I have my turkey burgers, which I snack on throughout the day when I get hungry. I do only have 1 packet left of my chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, but I have this bag over here of the boneless, skinless chicken breast. And then I also have our frozen lunch meat we still have to use. Here's all of my veggies. I'm a huge, almost toppled over there on my meats. I'm a huge veggie person. And so I buy bulk a lot of my veggie type stuff, and then I freeze it. So like I have my frozen sugar snap peas, my frozen asparagus, broccoli, but I also am a sucker for these packaged steamer bags. I love these for my lunches at work. I just throw this in my lunch pail and I'll snack on these veggies at lunch. But that's all I have, and I still have my ginormous bag of blueberries that me and my son picked last summer. But that's all. I mean, I'm going to take inventory of what I have here, and then my inventory is done. So this is essentially what it looks like. And I know it seemed like a big process today because I'm showing you every single little step. But if I were just to tackle it head on, it usually takes me about 30 minutes to cover all of my inventory, and it's so worth it. If you found this video helpful, please share it, and don't forget to subscribe.